not much I could do. Certainly does not look good, huh? Makes me wonder how big this glamour is, if it can cover this or not. Seems like maybe it might not be able to, but I guess we'll find out. The music is so good. I guess I don't have Torgal. So I will be on potions, and I need to remember that I will be on potions. Oh, really? Oh, okay. This is not ideal. Oh, never mind. They're kind of going down quick. That'll work. Just hit him with the big stuff and they die. Oh, there's more. Eddie's too.
No holding back.
Oh, wait. Oh, really? You weren't in range of that?
Wake and win!
When my back was turned. What if I want to go over to the other side? Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Good. Is there... Can you go up? No. Just kind of run along the side of the wall. Okay.
All right. I heard you the first time.
Baby sound angry. fucked up the other path that we came down. Okay, interesting. This is where we came from the first time.
I'm not here to hurt you, Wallius!
Clive, despite having wonderfully displayed pecs, doesn't quite have what the baby is probably angry about.
He can still try. And now you're thinking about it because it's the perfect way for things to go. Damn, that looks so cool.
Come on then. No more hiding.
I wouldn't try then, might. What's the difference? These two pictures, they're the same picture.
Wallius!
That is a whole ass Leviathan.
This isn't what I wanted! I only hope you can forgive me.
Time to beat the hell out of you, big ass water snake. Double crunch.
Let's go of me!
Dude, this is crazy. Oh my god, he does so much damage. Can I fire? Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Why can't I heal? That's a problem. Shit, ouch. Where's a brimstone? Okay, brimstone is my shield. Oh my god! Learning all these times, ability timings, the hit timings, oh, and it just does just so much damage. I'm getting my ass beat. Oh, I didn't charge the ball. Ran the wall? No. No. Hey, no. Alright, we at least got a stagger in here. Oh, I got target. Oh, no, no. Okay, we're good. God. 2 heals left. Ooh. Good thing I picked up all those high potions. Oh my god. I keep reacting when I see the blue. And it's always too early. Might as well let the last one rip. I might have to do this shit. Unless I can rip off a stagger here without. Where is this again? Okay, yep, good. Good, yep. Okay. That was actually close. Stagger while I still have some fire. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Has so much HP. Can we land? Oh. You gotta stop getting grabbed out of the air like this. But yes, we can land.
What is this?
Magic fight area. I will actually if I got the transition here. I definitely ouch. Yeah, fucking I'll punch like you said dead here. I can dash now. That's good.
Remember the 5 Ds: dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
Stack, stack, stack. Missed it in there somehow. Give me more heals, please. I mean, if I die at this point, I'm pretty sure I'll get a checkpoint somewhere in this fight, so I'll get my heals back if I fail out.
Stop this! I'm not here to play!
There it is. There's the theme. Oh. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, not quite. Actually doing enough damage.
I said, stop! This has gone on long enough!
That's not good. Wait, what? What?
I'm running out of time.
Ain't no way.
Shit.
No way. What is that DPS check?
No. The village.
Holy shit. Wow. Wow, dude. That's crazy.
Stop this! I'm not here to play!
Ooh, okay. What was that? I can charge. Well, that's not doing that much. How the fuck?
The village.
Yeah, he's just invulnerable now. I like used abilities on cooldown. Like, you can get in range in 2 charges. Am I missing out on damage by attacking it in a certain way? Getting any abilities. If you time the brimstone perfectly with that, that push. Can't jump over it. Wait, do I just get more time this time? Is it based on how many times you get hit by shit? Oh, nope. It's still coming. That's not gonna be enough. That might be the trick, though. You can sustain the aerial combo for a really long time. Can I just restart really quick? Melee combo, aerial combo, charged, fireballs, fireball burst. Oh, I am definitely forgetting about fireball burst. Triangle, immediately following fireball burst, delivering explosive finish. Those do more damage. Yeah, and you've got Pyro Assault, Burning Fate. What is this? Oh, that's what I was doing. Okay. Wait, it had different animations though. Didn't it? Am I crazy? Oh, that's the aerial one. Okay. Wildfire, brimstone, spit flare, firelight seal. Okay, I have been forgetting about the combo, and I guess I can't just like quickly restart this, huh? All right. I get to watch him tsunami my ass every time I fail.
The village.
Okay, I fucked up a brimstone, and I think with the combo, like the aerial combo is good, but I think the magic burst combo on the ground will be better.
Stop this! I'm not here to play!
I actually got really, really close. That I literally just... When you first start the wildfire dash, you have like a slightly limited amount of control over how quickly you can dodge from side to side. It kind of shoots you forward and then you get control. And I started the dash a little bit too late. I'll just get in range next time. What an ass kicker of a DPS check, though. This is easily the hardest one in the game.
Stop this! I'm not here to play! I want you.
Oh shit, I shouldn't jump. Oh my god, I shouldn't jump. Holy shit. Oh my god. Hey yo, can you cool it? That was scary. You almost killed me. God, I gotta jump all over this. Oh, we did not dodge that. Holy shit, that hurts. I don't want to get hit by that. Go. Oh my god, I lit it. I can't combo for the life of me now, by the way. I'm like desperately trying to hit the magic for this combo and I'm just failing constantly. Alright.
Well, you're just full of surprises, aren't you? Garuda will be proud.
Nope, that's not what you do. Holy shit, that is not what you do. You dodge it. I tried to brimstone through it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die from that. Nope, god damn it. My instinct is to dash out of those, but you have to jump over them. Bro, there was like 2 fights that really used brimstone well to like soak attacks. Oh, we dodged it that time, though. What's up, motherfucker? No. I always think it should be able to absorb more attacks than it's able to absorb. It didn't look like I was going to be able to get away from it. Dude, I am just failing all the fucking time. Like, that's supposed to give you a shield. And it just did not work. It did not work at all. Jump over these. Jump over. got over one. You're not getting me again with this motherfucker. I know what to do now. I think. I mean, you just dash away. Do not walk right into it and get murdered.
Well, you're just full of surprises, aren't you?
No liquid water. And the worst part about it is, I think the Garuda line is supposed to like indicate how to deal with this mechanic. It's been so long since I played the original game, though. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, you just get the fuck out of the way. Oh, you just avoid. Well, you gotta air dodge this shit.
Wallace! Jump! How long did you keep this up?
Whoa!
Jump again! Okay, we're good.
Oh, you can dash in midair too. I always forget that. Yo, can we chill, please? Oh, I'm down to another single heal again. He's just spamming, bro. Oh god. Alright, that's a mechanic you can fucking deal with. Brother, how am I supposed to fight you when you're like this? Stop! I wish I had anything left in the tank. Alright. Yeah, that was actually, you know what, fair. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. I don't have enough.
Not this time.
Oh. But I'm not close enough. What am I supposed to do? How are you going to stop us to show me? Oh, I'm gonna push square much. Yes. Melt the water. made me work for it, man. Water shard. The power of the icon Leviathan made manifest. The shard of crystal is wet to the touch and can be heard to emit a soft hum when held to the ear. I got 2 of them. Yes. Is it that DPS check? Because fuck me, dude. Or honestly, Angry Seas. Either of those things I could see being a wall. Dude, the DPS check. It was nuts on this mode. I still had it down to like only a couple seconds. God damn, that's crazy. It's tough. Well, and I had to remember the Magic Burst combo, but even then, like, it still was barely enough. They're like, you want a hard fight as Ifrit, here you go. All right, Clive, pop the pecs.
Was quite a tantrum.
Clive, where is he? Well, yes.
Yeah, that Leviathan fight was fucking hard. I have no qualms saying that. He did a ton of damage. So you had to be on point with your dodges, and the only way that they could have made it harder, no checkpoints, in my opinion. That's the only other way that it would have been like harder. But each of the stages having fairly tight limitations on how much damage you can take, how many mistakes you can make, pretty good.
Clive, I don't know how to thank you.
It's all right. We should find him a dry blanket, though. Wouldn't want the little monster catching a cold.
There. He's finally asleep.
The poor thing had a long day.
That makes 2 of us. So, what happens now?
Now? Now, we make things right.
How?
By providing Walyas what he was denied. A place to learn and grow. A family to love and protect him. So that one day, when the wounds in his heart and mind have finally healed, he might decide for himself how he'd like to live the rest of his life. But until then, I'll stay by his side, come what may.
Then he's a lucky boy. And not only because he'll have the best warrior this side of the belt to teach him the battle axe.
She'll do her best.
Shula, the beast that threatened your home is tamed. The empire that threatened your people toppled. Might it not be time to cast off your ancestors' glamour and retake your place in the Twins?
Perhaps. It's not as if we have the crystals to maintain the wall much longer. But are we truly safe? Is the world truly ready to accept us for who we are and what we believe? If I remember rightly, you and yours still choose to remain hidden, do you not?
We do.
Well, your people will always be welcome in Haven, regardless.
As will yours in the hideaway. We're allies now. If there's anything you need from us, supplies, food, equipment, do not hesitate to ask.
It's kind of you to offer. But we'll manage, just as we always have. Besides, I suspect you'll be needing everything at your disposal if you're going to save the world.
I fear much of it is past saving. The best we can do is strive to turn what's left into a world where we can all live as equals.
A noble endeavor. And there'll be a place in this world for us, will there? For Walias.
For everyone. I swear it.
Then we shall be waiting. Until the tides bear you back to shore.
Interestingly poignant farewell there, considering we know how the game ends. It was only 100 years. But 100 years is a long fucking time. Yay! We did it. Yatta! Haven signboard. Their symbol is a marriage of the icon Leviathan and the ceaseless rill, the endless circle of life that all must walk. Wahoo!
Do you think he'll be all right?
Well, yes. Only time will tell. But I can certainly think of worse places to spend one's childhood. The Moats of Water are a fine people, and they will take good care of him.
Up by the Vare, Ultima spoke to me. She called Leviathan his most profaned fragment, and told me to redeem the sins that had laid him low.
Is that so? The sins of Walias's ancestors were grave indeed. To force him to prime at so tender an age.
And to freeze him in time, that he might never know what it was to live.
Yet I doubt either of those crimes was the source of Ultima's displeasure. It was that the Icon's power had been put to another purpose than the one he intended. To him, Leviathan must have seemed an aberration.
Could that be why Ultima made no attempt to lead me to him? The fear that this profaned fragment might corrupt his vessel somehow.
Perhaps. Or perhaps he simply deemed Leviathan surplus to requirements. Having concluded that his vessel might be made to serve his purposes without the full sum of his power.
His purposes? There's no escaping them. Even here. Hidden away in Mysidia, the blessing of the crystals proved nothing but a prison. A prison into which Walias was born, and from which freedom is hard won. If the world doesn't change, if we don't change it, he'll end up suffering the same fate as every dominant who came before him.
Then we must change it.
That we must.
And we shall.
A sinister light bleeds from the Arid stone, beckoning Clive to enter. What new challenges await him within Ultima's virtual proving grounds? And a quest, and 2 quests, and 4 quests. Oh my fucking god. How dare they add 4 quests? What do I look like? Some kind of person who does quests?
It is good to have them.
And I want to know what's at the rock.
Yes?
Can you make anything with that thingy that I got? Eludium wristlets. Oh. Those are good. I never found 2 more aquamarine either. Well, maybe there's a chance that that's still gonna happen. Oh, right, because the zones hadn't unlocked, so we got quest complete, but we're not done yet. And there's a belt too, and a tonberry knife. Okay, and we can uppies. I might as well.
Better than you. Done. Better than you. Will that do ya?
I do wonder what... What else uses those items? Oh. Oh, okay.
Till next time, then.
All right.
My friend, I have news.
1 second.
I will have to charge you.
Wait, I can sell this? That's funny. Yep.
Here you are.
There. I paid her back for the stuff I bought. Or the stuff I sold. Are you happy now? She took 40K from me just now. Just more than I vendored items to her for.
Very well.
Sass me about taking their money. I knew what was to come.
I think I might have found a way to break Talor's curse.
Go on.
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely looking tome
This
in
is
the
Giga
library,
Tonberry.
I learned that not all Tomberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe. Apparently, a chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folk tales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the Tomberry kings, who weave the curses, and that their magics bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes.
You gonna
I
fight it?
doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short, but it may also be Talor's only hope. What say you?
I fight the Tonberry.
I'll do it. Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Mysidia will be a safer place for its removal.
Thank you.
So then, where will I find it?
Some fucked up place.
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fanet! You were the one asking about Tonberries, right?
Oh, Lord.
Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak.
What? But why would they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out. I'll head up the mountain and see what's going on.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
Reign of Pain. That's a good quest name. Alright, well that's gonna be fucked up.
Hey, mister, over here.
What do you need?
Please, mister, you've got to help us. The village is in danger, and if someone doesn't do something... you should have seen it.
Stop. Take a deep breath and tell me everything. Starting with your name.
Sorry, my name's Eirik. When you went up to the Ereval with Miss Shula, well, I followed you.
You could have been killed.
Lady Shula told us you lot were great warriors, so I thought I'd be alright if I stayed close like. But then I lost track of you in the woods, and that's when I saw it.
Saw what?
A big flan.
A great, big, dripping, drooling monster. Spitting out great spouts of water it was, that were tearing up the ground and cutting down trees.
Spouts of water? I don't recall seeing anything like that in the forest.
Well, I did, and I don't ever want to see it again. You'll get rid of it, won't you?
Okay.
All right. If this creature is as terrible as you claim, it could well pose a threat to the village. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, mister. It was over by the Swift one that I saw it. Maybe it's still there.
They don't move fast.
And that's where I'll start my search. But this time, you're going to stay here. Understood?
I wouldn't go through those gates for 1,000 gil. Not with that thing out there. Good luck, though.
Yeah, I noticed a suspicious lack of gil in my rewards, kid. You wouldn't happen to be broke as fuck, would you? Oh, I'm stuck. I'm never gonna get out. The clotheslines have him. He's trapped forever.
And then I dreamed.
My lord, might I have a moment of your time? I would beg of you a service.
Okay.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right in thinking Lady Shula told you about the witch from the north?
Yes. She said that your ancestors found her here, and that it was she who taught them the spell to stop time. She was like Wallius, you know. A dominant. The Warden of Ice.
My great-grandmother suspected as much. She cared for the poor woman when the end was near.
T-Rob, you being silly.
And it was she whose duty became
Being
to attend
silly
her
over
grave.
there.
A duty that was passed down to me.
I see. And the service you would beg of me?
There's a monster at the grave.
Well, until recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. But when our woodsmen finally found time to move it, we quickly realized it might have been better had they not. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, we discovered that a flock of bloodthirsty beasts had claimed the cliffs beyond. None of us was a match for them. But you, my lord, have proven your strength many times over. Would you drive them away for us?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Of course. I'll see the path is made safe.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called Witch Drop. To reach it, one must turn left at the Winged Wains, then follow the path around to the right, deep into the forest.
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village, and it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed away, my great-grandmother had a stone erected for her on the cliffs overlooking the place she once called home.
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present. Left at the ships, then round to the right, you said.
Just so. Thank you once again, my lord. I will join you at the grave anon.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive?
So much time.
Only I was wondering if you might help me with something else.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite. but a dangerous foe nonetheless. It promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join me?
All right. Tell me about our quarry.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Givra. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
Its tongue?
If you'll permit me, tributary, I can explain.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child, yet she still isn't back on her feet. We've tried everything to restore her spirits. Physics and nostrums, the laying on of hands and of leeches, but all to no
Leeches
avail.
after birth, everybody's favorite
The
medicinal
healers tell me there's
option.
only one hope left. A broth as potent as its ingredients are perilous to procure.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Walias, too. She'd agreed to be his wet nurse, you see.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Givra is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one. 2 hunters might catch it unawares, but any more than that, and it would pick up our scent a league away.
Then it is decided.
Well, I'll just
The two of
leave
you will go, while
Stinky
Jill and
Joshua
I
behind.
occupy ourselves here.
Perhaps we might help prepare the broth.
That would be most kind of you.
Come then, Clive. The river of time flows fast, and so must we. There's a Givra that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting ground. But as I say, they are wary creatures. We'll need suitable bait to draw it out. The flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
All right. Oh, come on, Koji. Last licks? Please, dude. Come on.
There's nothing.
Be serious.
A Givra loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a girl, my father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Walias's wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
All right, well, we'll hoof it. I was going to teleport, but we'll walk because maybe she's going to... Where is... Oh. Maybe she'll want to chit-chat some more. And I'm going to prioritize doing hers first because she forced Joshua and Jill out of my party, so...
Where will we find them?
Further in.
I took a wrong turn. I forgot that since I accepted it last, it would be the... I should have prioritized it.
These will do nicely.
Sorry, guys. I might have popped the wrong one, I'm gonna be honest with you, but honestly, I might get the quad kill here. Nope.
return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
She's smart. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit further. Okay. Oh yeah, because they were worth 1,000. Yeah, the EXP.
There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Oh, I see some right here.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist.
Become a pretty yellow boy, Clive. It didn't change his outfit color.
You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Yeah, calm down, Sticky Clive. You'll be fine. Yeah, this boy is overdue for a sniff or a few.
Where should we lay the bait?
Givras are creatures of habit. Look for some sign of its passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Has he even taken a shower? I think so, yeah. Signs of its passing. Probably not by down by where the cat's at. Oh, it's somewhere in here. Oh, what's that? Oh, claw marks.
Marking its territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
Oh. I got baited. Those footprints have got to be too small.
Tracks. But I assume they're too small to belong to a Givra.
You're right. They're barely big enough to belong to a Givra's breakfast.
I mean, if it's on a diet. Breakfasts don't have to be big, okay.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belonged to a Givra. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry.
I'm kind of hungry.
Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Givras are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. And I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming. Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to.
Look at that stinky little boy. I'm gonna kill him. Are you hungry?
Don't let it escape.
Ass kicked here. Punch the shit out of that fucking dragon. Oh, the tongue didn't drop. Guess we gotta farm it.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more. Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Yamila before it spoils.
Yeah, we're just gonna go back right away. I know there's the other quest down this way, but I want to finish this one so that Joshua and Jill can come back.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here. 1 Geaver tongue. As promised.
For centuries, people of the north have brewed teas made with tongue of Geavra to cure myriad ailments of both body and mind, much to the chagrin of the region's Geavras who rarely survive the removal process. Can't imagine why.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
No, no. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
Yay. Reflection of Darkness. Increasing Zantetsuken's area of effect while allowing for execution of the ability at any time regardless of recovery status. Oh, that's interesting. Party make have changed. Oh my gosh, there's a new quest.
It is good to have him back.
has to be him.
What has to be who? If you, don't mind my asking.
It's not your asking, I mind. It's my explaining. But I don't see any other way around it. You see, when a baby is born here, we hold a ceremony to welcome them. The rite of immersion, we call it. But I don't know whether Walyas was ever afforded that courtesy. What is abundantly clear, though, is that my ancestors never welcomed him as one of us. And I want to change that. The problem is, the ceremony requires 3 ministrators, the baby's parents and a witness. As tributary, the role of witness would normally fall to me, but being Walyas's closest living relative, I must play the role of mother.
So you want me to serve as witness in your stead?
No, Dad.
That's right. A witness must be a trusty guardian, ready to steer the child through the stormy waters of life and on to tranquility. Which is why I thought of you.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, Clive.
So, if you will serve as mother and I as witness, who will take on the father's role?
I have a younger brother.
Oh.
He should be making ready for the rite as we speak, though whether he is or not. Let me introduce you.
How have we not met
Please
yet?
do. If he's anything like his sister, I'm sure we'll get on famously.
I'll bid him come to the Witten Hall. Will you wait for us there?
Gladly.
Okay, we do that last. Let's go Tonberry time, Tonberry time, Tonberry time.
Found her. They're almost at the gate, but they won't be coming any closer.
Damn it, don't want to get. Got him.
That should buy Haven some time at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Talor, he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
Oh,
what? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tombury King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
Well, if they just wanted tea time, I have great news. They're literally drowning in water for their teapots. Literally drowning.
More of them. Come on then. I crave an audience with your king. Another group. They don't look very regal. Still no sign of the king. Could Fanit have been wrong? There's dozens of them. The king must be close. But we'll have to take care of his followers first.
What?
That's a lot of Tombrays.
Oh, there's more of them. My safety bit prompt. Yeah, I cut the shit stabbed out of me.
Farewell.
And he wanted me to go easy on him. They literally almost one-shot me. They almost 100-0'd me.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
Hello, Wet Rock. Is there a Wet Rock in here? Excuse me, a Wet Rock? Oh, this is cool. Hello?
Well, I'll be damned.
Sir, do you have a Wet Rock? Pretty big knife you got there, bud. That's cool that it has the real background.
It even has a crown. Sorry, Your Majesty, but your reign ends here.
Oh, okay. Yo, he be teleporting? Oh, okay. Hey, stop. I'm not good enough at this game for you to try to abuse me like this. You will win. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow, somebody... What a reach. Just got ice. Did you see that? Oh, wait. My party is owning it. Oh! It's because they are really scary. Oh. Oh, they're like little one-shot boys. Oh, look. I feel like these guys are best dealt with just like range magic. So you have to dodge like a bunch of knife attacks. Oh my god! Get parried, nerd. Ouch. Ouch. I'm trying to deal with it a little bit quicker this time. Oh, there's so many of them. Ouch. Ouch. I have no range. Oh my god, I was literally switching from dog to potions, and that little guy just ran up and got me. This everyone's grudge move is tough. The way it spawns these.
Over here! Go for it! Get him! Sick him!
Whoa, hey! Hey, Malekith, get the fuck out of here. Dude! I couldn't get that fucking tsunami all the time. Oh, and he teleported away. Almost need bait. That time, motherfucker. Oh, I blocked something. Oh, wait, teleported.
Let's try.
Far from the most flashy way to get rid of this, but they do a lot of damage if they get close enough. I feel like letting the party take care of some, throwing out magic when I can. Oh, there is a limit to how far back you can go, though. You can't run forever. He's about to. Oh my goodness. Will you stagger? Really wanted to do that combo, huh?
Too slow.
dead. Finally got a good timing on one of those blocks. I feel like I did so well the first couple of goes, and then that one was like I kept missing them over and over again. For a Tonberry, a creature driven by its pure unadulterated hate for those who have slain his brethren, a sharp blade is ultimately a gauge of his commitment. The more honed its edge, the more honed the killer's intent.
It's done. Which means the curse should be broken. Let's see how Talor's doing.
And yeah, I think the teleport back here is fine.
Clive! Is it done then?
I murdered him.
It is. I was going to ask if there had been any change in Talor's condition, but judging by that smile on your face, I think I already know the answer.
You do? Talor! He's back!
Thank you, my lord. I can never repay you for everything you've done for me. I owe you my life.
What kind of dumbassery
glad
did
the
you
curse is
think
lifted.
you were going to achieve?
There is one thing I'd like to know, though. If you don't mind my asking. What made you seek the Tombury's help in the first place?
Oh, that. Well, you deserve to know. It was years ago now, back in my trading days. The Sons of Greek arrested me in Oriflamme, chained me up in a lightless cell with a great sword hung over my head, ready to fall if I didn't confess. Though they never said to what. I didn't, of course. So eventually they just let me go. And I never told a soul. Tried to forget it ever happened. But then you came along and the sight of your sword brought it all flooding back. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't hardly breathe, and I thought that if I gave my old chain to the Tomburys, maybe they could take all that pain away. All that anger. But it only made it worse.
Oriflamme has fallen. And the men who tortured you likely fell with it.
If only I'd known, I might have spared everyone a lot of trouble. I'd convinced myself that you were like them, that all outsiders were the same, but you're not. Far from it. Thank you, son. Thank you.
Clive, there's something I need to tell you. After we parted ways on the path to the cloak, I went straight back to Talor and explained to him what you were doing on his behalf. And just like that, his pain began to fade.
What do you mean? Just like that? The Tombury King would have still been alive. I had to contend with dozens of his minions before I found him.
Then perhaps one of them warned him of your coming and he broke off his ritual. Or perhaps knowing that an outsider was fighting for him was what lifted the weight from Talor's heart. I know from experience that many illnesses are not wholly physical, but of the spirit, at least in part.
Was there ever really a curse then? Or was Talor simply suffering from the pain of his memories? And the guilt of what he'd done? For all the difference it makes. I suppose we'll never know.
Maybe not. But this much I do know. It was your strength and your selflessness that healed his heart in the end.
I'll be sure to tell my healer friend when I get home.
Cured a man simply by saying, I would murder a Tonberry King. Alright. Also, he did not have a whetstone on him, sad.
Where was the cane you saw flickering at?
Run like the wind. Is that the hunter?
It's you. Nasser's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
No. All I heard was a noise. An ear-splitting din.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us. You've caused enough trouble.
Trap this time. Sorry, Turtle.
Enough. Well, that wasn't too bad. Hardly a threat to the village, but you can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
That thing? Not a chance. Would have heard it coming a league away. And the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village sent me in search of a beast that could conjure such things, but...
That's it.
Probably that, huh?
That's the noise I heard. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
I'll go. You head back to Haven and see a healer.
You keep your wits about you, all right? You don't want to end up like me.
I think I'll be just fine.
What do we have here?
Dead crabs.
Found her. Something's been busy. Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having ours. Stay close, Torgal. Where are you?
Water flame, probably. Oh no, it's one of. Oh. Oh, okay.
Another fragment of Wallius's rage. I should have known.
Oh,
time to put you to bed too. Nice try.
We'll go through these. Okay, I didn't go through the last one. I can't get out. Maybe I can't get out. Yeah. Okay. I think I maybe had a moment there at the end. Oh, shit. Alright, you know what? Fine. You're gonna keep pulling bullshit? No. Slow down. Oh, I can't turn anymore. Oh no, you're. Oh, just let me. Okay, we'll take that. I couldn't turn anymore. Nice. Whereas most wings, when removed from the body of their respective owners, tend to grow hard and leathery over the course of a few days, the feather-like wings of the Thalos appear to indefinitely retain an inexplicable, almost frightening amount of moisture. They wet.
Fingers crossed that's the last of them. Either way, I should let Eirik know the danger is past. For now, at least.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second. So it probably wants me to go back to town.
Ready, go?
Where the heck is this last Aquamarine gonna be at? Because now I really think there's gonna be one over where this other quest is. Let's see. This area was locked off. Oh, there's still a locked off spot right here. Okay. That might answer my question.
This should be the path to Witchdrop. Hungry, Torgal?
So if there isn't one here, I'm going to go back and check where the Tonberry King was. Because I really think there should be... one around here somewhere. Seems like not in this entrance area, but maybe inside. Do I see one in the distance? Seems like
here's our welcoming party.
Welcome this. Oh.
Nice try.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's not me. Hey. Oh, oh. Motherfucker. It's been a while since I fought a griffin.
Finished.
Oh, I got him. I was ready to rift slip into a thunderstorm, but rift slip, surprisingly good. Being able to animation cancel and get some free bullet time is super awesome. I don't think I used it like at all in the main game.
Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave?
You also get Odin's stuff so late in the game. No aquamarine here either? That's crazy.
This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
XVI. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except XVI, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after XVI's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for XVII, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? XVI's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit. What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare. Perhaps his spirit too became enraveled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was XVI's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them.
Yeah, but I really just came here for a wet rock and there aren't any, so I'm gonna get out of here. Goodbye. I can't believe there wasn't one down to this path either. I don't think I just missed it or anything. I haven't heard the drippy drops in so long. I think maybe one has to be here then. Maybe we get one as a quest reward yet? This little boy could have found one and been like, this doesn't seem that valuable to me, but you can have it if you want it. I'll be
so
like,
sorry for
How many times do we have to tell you? You're not to go out into the woods alone.
But I wasn't. You're back.
So? Did you find the fiend that attacked me and young Eirik here?
I did. It won't be troubling you anymore.
Yes! I knew you'd get it.
Only because you warned me of its existence. Not that you should ever have learned of its existence, but all's well that ends well, I suppose.
What was it, anyway?
A manifestation of Leviathan's power. When we visited Wallius in the Surge, he was angry and afraid. The Icon summoned these creatures for his protection. Though why one would be wandering the ruins of Riversmeet, I don't know.
Maybe it was looking for his mum. That's where she died, isn't it? The Falls.
The Falls?
Aye. When they took her baby, she threw herself off the top. We go there once a year to pay our respects. The whole village.
Enegi is a part of its master's spirit, but Wallius wouldn't have been aware of what had happened to his mother, would he?
Well, either way, you did us a favor putting that thing to rest. Us and Wallius. Thank you.
Aye. Thanks, mister.
No such luck, huh?
When I grow up, I want to be a mighty warrior like you. I'm gonna train with the sword every day. Inside the village walls, like.
It was supposed to be me catching the beasts of the forest unawares, not the other way around. Just goes to show. You can never let your guard down.
What is it you want?
I am short of fool's gold. And Illudium. I have none of that.
A good tide to you.
wonder if there's one around town. That's why I didn't find it, because I did the search around town before.
Clive, my brother.
If it isn't my old mate Sid!
You?
So you do remember me, even stripped of my cunning disguise? I'm touched.
You two know each other.
Tragically.
My friends and I crossed paths with your brother on our hunt for the dusk crystals, during which we saved his life. 3 times, was it?
3, 4, who's counting? All I know is when Shula mentioned she'd called in Sid the Outlaw to help young Walyas, I could be sure that the little rascal was in safe hands. I mean, having seen you in action back at the tower, I know exactly what you're capable of.
So the mercenary you met in the Sage Spire, that was Clive. And he saved your life? That's a rather different story from the one you told me. And a far likelier one at that. It would appear my family owe you twice over. Whether they admit it or not. Honestly, Fammy, would it kill you to tell the truth once in a while?
What? I said sorry, didn't I? How about we save the, recriminations until after the ceremony, eh?
Speaking of which, what does this ceremony involve exactly?
It's simple, really. We each say a short prayer and anoint the child's head with holy water.
Nothing too onerous, then?
Not about the rite itself, no. But it does call for some preparation. One of the witness's responsibilities is to collect the holy water, you see. 3 phials for the 3 ministrators, each taken from a particular place. Don't worry, though. It's not as if you have to go alone. I can show you the way.
I'd appreciate that.
Famiel, you stay here and ready the Witten Hall.
Leave it to me.
If there's anything Jill and I can do to assist you...
We'd be glad to help.
Thank you both. All right then, let's get started, shall we? There are 3 types of holy water that we must collect. The water of the mountain, of the river, and of the sea. We take the water of the mountain from the spring atop Maiden's March. The water of the river from the course that flows through the ruins of Riversmeet. And the water of the sea from the shallows of Tailwind Bay. Here are the phials we'll be using in the ceremony. I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
All right. Are those
I never
all?
dreamed I saw the same.
Oh, okay, yeah, Maiden's Park. Okay. Oh, those are... Yeah, and then now we can finally go in this new area, which almost certainly has an Aquastone in it. So I'll just have to figure out how to find the last one.
And what about the walls?
Aquamarine. I don't know what Aquastone's been on the tip of my tongue all night.
Someone's in trouble. Come on.
Be safe.
Help? What help? Nobody's coming to... Help?
We're here to help.
Keep its attention on us.
Much more than that.
The cats, man. The cats catch me off guard with how tough they are.
Is anyone hurt?
Oh, Sid! Thank all the clouds in the heavens you came. You saved us. Again!
Would you two care to explain what you're doing up here?
The chief sent us to fetch incense for the ceremony. So the Witten Hall smells nice for the little Ben.
You mean to tell me you braved this den of deadly beasts for some tree sap?
You don't have to do everything he says, you know.
Or if you must, at least have the good sense to ask one of our hunters to accompany you.
We're sorry.
It's fine. Just go back to the village before you get yourselves into any more trouble.
Right you are. Oh, and thanks and that.
Remind me to give my brother a cuff round the ear when we get back. Right then. Let's collect this water, shall we?
We shall.
The rain that falls on the mountain emerges here, in these springs.
The source of the river. The source of life.
Precisely. Take care not to spill it.
Right. Let's save that for the ceremony.
We can collect the water of the river from here.
All right.
The water of the river represents life. It is constantly moving, constantly changing. And though its course may twist and turn or branch into 1,000 separate streams, it always flows in the same direction, from source to sea, beginning to end.
Like time. What of Wallius then? When your ancestors froze him, did they remove him from the River of Life?
They did. Like an ice-bound pool that didn't thaw for 80 summers. But now he's free to flow again, to live. And you and I shall flow with him, for we are all but drops of water in the great river of life.
I find that thought oddly reassuring.
Go on.
A drop of water might seem insignificant on its own, but as a part of a torrent, it can cleave a path through the hardest rock. It makes me believe we humans might just stand a chance.
I believe we might. Just one more file to go then.
Nearly done. Good girl.
Yeah!
enough of you, are there?
This path leads down to the coast. Usually we keep this gate shut tight, but since this is a special occasion... Thank the tides the weather held. This place can be treacherous when the waves are high. If it weren't for the holy water, no one would ever come down here.
I'll be sure to watch my step.
Water flows to the sea, then rises into the clouds. Just like life, the end is not the end, only a new beginning. My ancestors chose this place because it was where the first boat landed.
Then it's a good thing they didn't land closer to the surge.
Quite.
Oop. I forgot you could jump off ladders. I really thought we'd find the last aquamarine down here. Where the hell are those other two at then?
The water of the sea. I still can't help but be awed by it.
Oh? All that wave ever made me feel was pity and sorrow for the innocent life trapped inside it. The child my great-grandfather sacrificed to try to change his people's fate. It was wrong, an unforgivable sin. But I often wonder, will my descendants ever forgive me for what I have done? As tributary, I've faced many difficult choices. And though I've always striven to do what's best for my people, here we live in poverty, hidden away from the world. So have my choices denied them a better life, just as my ancestors denied Walyas his?
No. You would not forcibly sacrifice one of your people to save the others. You do the best you can for all of them, as do I. We share in their woes, just as we share in their joys. And the most we can do is try to bring them more of the latter.
Aye, you're right. And try I shall, to bring all of my people a better tomorrow. Walyas included.
Then I wish you luck. If my time with the boy is any indication, he's going to be quite a handful.
Then we must start as we mean to go on, and give him the very best welcome we can.
Where to next, then?
Back to the village, to find out if my brother has made the necessary preparations. Or got his lackeys to do it for him.
Alright, well, I guess I'll have to hunt for the last 2 aquamarine at some other point in time. I don't even know if I'll get to it tonight. I might just do it on my own time. I assume
We
there's
have
an
the holy
achievement for
water.
finding them all.
Is everything else in place?
All ready to go. Told you could count on me.
Then let us begin. Famiel, have your men summon everyone to the Witten Hall.
Right you are.
Shula, wait. I don't know the words.
Don't worry, there aren't many of them. We'll have time enough to practice before people arrive. My friends, we are gathered here today to welcome this child into our community by the rite of immersion, as has been our custom since the first reign. As tributary, I would normally perform the rite with the child's parents, but Walius's mother and father returned to the sea long ago. So I and my brother Famiel shall serve as his family, while the one who returned him to us shall bear witness in my stead. Clive, if you would step forward.
Like the rain that falls on the mountains tall, are we born.
Like the river that flows through the valleys below, do we live.
Like the boundless sea, where the currents run free, do we die, and to the clouds then rise again.
The circle of water is the circle of life. And today, from the heavens falls rain anew. This child, Walius, now joins our stream, and he shall flow with us, from the mountains to the sea. You played your part to a T, Clive. Thank you. It means a lot to us.
I was honored to be asked, and terrified I'd miss.
Now that you're part of the family, young Walius, my lad. Uncle Famiel can teach you the ways of the world.
Oh no, he can't.
Eh?
Don't be so hasty. Your brother's knack for self-preservation might serve him well.
Ha! You are never going to let me live that down, are you?
I'm gonna raise Wallius as if he were my own. Teach him everything I know about life, our people, and our past. But with all the mother crystals gone, he will grow up in a world without comforts. One where we only have ourselves and each other to rely on.
I'd say your people are better prepared than most to survive in such a world, Shula. To thrive, indeed, under your guidance.
Only if nature continues to smile on us. If we were to lose her gifts, we'd be left with nothing at all.
Yes. But it needn't come to that. Not if we can stop the spread of the Blight. So long as we can save a single patch of soil, we can plant the seeds for a new world. One where we can all be free.
Perhaps then we might finally be able to step out from behind our curtain, eh? Till that day comes, I wish you good tide.
Thank you. We should be on our way.
Well, you be careful out there.
Aye, you steer clear of trouble now.
Likewise.
First Rain Talisman. Oft called pennons on account of their flag-like nature, these quaint hand-woven charms are believed to represent one's journey down the river of life from first rain to their ultimate return to the sea. Every Mysidian receives dozens of the talismans at their rite of immersion with hopes that their journey is as long as it is calm. The water of the river represents life, and though its course may twist and turn, it always flows in the same direction. Shula.
To think, we must be the first outsiders to have witnessed that rite in over a century.
Wallius has been waiting for it for nearly as long. He seemed pleased to be finally rejoining the family.
Now all we have to do is save that family. To change our river's course.
Wallius is asleep. Meeting every one of your friends and relatives in the space of a single day is enough to tire anyone out.
I think this DLC is honestly quite special. Reflecting on the time that Final Fantasy XVI, like its entire runtime, I think is interesting. When you compare the story of this region of the game to other regions, the fact that we get a really powerful moment still with an icon, and that kind of being like one of the main things that's prominent throughout Clive's journey is his continued confrontations with icons, and almost all of them being ones where you are at odds because you have opposing ideals. But this one is unique in that regard. Like, if you think about every icon except Shiva, right? Garuda, Titan. I guess Bahamut maybe could go... Bahamut is a weird one because your fight with Bahamut is like... I think it comes the rage that shit, I think I forgot his name. Oh, our dear sweet Dragoon boy. The rage that he feels in that moment is driven from like his morals and his like, oh, there's one over here. Oh, found one. And so at the time when it's happening, it definitely can feel like it's an opposition, a fight of opposition. I think ultimately it's more of a fight of passion. And also the destruction that Bahamut is wreaking is sort of wanton and misguided and unguided. And so I think that Clive's need to stay his hand is like super important there. But there are multiple other conflicts with icons that are 100% just Clive and the opposing and his opponent just do not and will not ever see eye to eye. But this, I think this Leviathan fight is unique in a couple of ways. One, I don't think it's similar to Shiva, and you don't even really fight Shiva because you wouldn't fight Jill. But two, like the conflict here is just born completely of different emotions than any other point in time throughout the game. And I just think that's so interesting because it gives another perspective. Ultimately, the story here in Mysidia is like happy, is like good, and has like a happy ending. Which, when I'm thinking back on the game, I'm like, were there any other like truly happy endings that occurred throughout the rest of Clive's story? And I feel like the answer is no. There really weren't. So I think that's cool. I think that's cool that he gets to come here and have a moment that isn't just like sorrow and sadness and despair. And like canonically it does happen.
Stables, girl.
It does happen in the span of time prior to the defeat of Ultima. Like they said some things that I think could be maybe misinterpretable as being like post Ultima, but I don't think that was intentional. I don't think their intention was to be like, oh yeah, look, everybody's fine and Ultima's gone. The threat is still very much looming. Obviously, it's easy to forget because the sky here is blue and everything looks normal, but we're just inside of that glamour, and if we leave, the world outside is still being affected by Ultima's spell, so it's kind of neat. It's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. I appreciate it for... I mean, like, they laughed. They had, like, a good little chuckle. And, like, they rescued a kid who appears no worse for wear after having been relieved of his icon. Wait, hold on. Oh, there it is! I found it! Wow, they really make you hunt for these, huh? So yeah, anyway, I just really appreciate that. And I think that that's really special. Not something to be taken lightly.
You don't reckon Shula's...
Yes?
So, why am I short of Fool's Gold? And Illudium? Oh, I wonder if that's from that last challenge.
There.
Flawless. I'd like to see another smith do better. Flawless. Till next time, then.
Alright, I made them all. I guess I will take a jaunt back to the hideaway. A new missive. There's nothing new on the hunt board. Oh, it changed to a question mark? That's freaky. So I think the rest of these should all just be purchasable from a vendor somewhere. Treasure, treasure, treasure. All right, we found all the treasure chest ones. I feel good about that. Sweet. So the rest of it would just be spend even more of my money on stuff. Clive, I pen you this note from the Witten Hall beneath the tapestry whose images for so long haunted my dreams. Outside, the air rings with Manda's soothing coos, the clangor of Pavat's hammer and the rumble of his curses, and the whisper of the winds through the Elder's blessings. In short, almost everything is as it was before you came here. There is just one difference, the bundle that lies burbling happily beside me. One tiny difference, yet one that has changed everything. When my ancestors committed their greatest sin, it was not only Walius who was frozen in time. For 80 years, we motes of water have been bound by the spell they cast that day, unable to right their wrongs, unable to move forward. But now, like Walius, we are released. We can live again, on our own terms, where every life is equal and all equally cherished. You brought us this gift, and I have every belief that you will bring it to the world. Believe in yourself as we believe in you. Shula. Damn. This particular example is crafted by Jill in preparation for Walius's rite of immersion, and represents her heartfelt wish that the infant's journey be as long as it is long. Cool. Fuck was that?
What is this?
Muthos. You plumbed the very abyss, yet still you hunger. We are impressed.
Is that so? Not again.
Is ours, and now it is yours. Consider it a gift from us to you, a taste of things to come.
You still think I'm going to be your vessel? I'll take your gift then, Ultima. Just don't expect it back.
What am I doing? Clive has been granted a portion of Ultima's essence. Attuning with Ultima now not only neutralizes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also allows access to several new divine abilities such as Voice of God, a punishing attack that sends a concentrated beam of light from the heavens to scorch the very earth. Ultima's feat Ascension allows Clive to levitate from the ground, transforming his normal square attack into a sweeping assault, capable of striking multiple nearby enemies at once. It also enhances his normal range spell into a 5-fold volley of holy arrows. In addition, pressing X allows Clive to rise up even further into the air, allowing easier access to flying enemies. Only Ultima's... Okay. Wait, what battle am I fighting?
I will never be yours!
Oh, this is
who ever rail against our gifts. Remain all too eager to avail yourself of them. Perhaps you require more time to reflect.
Kairos Gate unlocked. Oh. Challenging endgame battle content which Clive must delve into the various circles of hell to tackle wave after wave of familiar yet ferocious enemies. Oh. To the ultimate test. Restrictions on level gear and consumables are applied. Oh, damn. Okay. That's kind of crazy. Does it show up in the abilities list? Oh shit. Dude. Whoa. Holy shit. That's cool. What does mastering it do? Okay, Purging Blade. A Burning Blade gives you Purge. Charge Magic gives you Rampant Ruinra. Lunge. You get Advent. You can change the direction while lunging. Pressing X while striking an enemy with Advent will cause Clyde to lift off the ground, taking the enemy with him. Extends Rise duration. Okay. Proselytize. More hits on upgrade. Dominion. Number of spikes. Ultimate Demise. Draw on all smaller enemies and overwhelm them with a singular eruption of magic force. Voice of God. Okay. Does it... When does it stop? Oh my god. "20-second cooldown? Does not affect limit break gauge." That's crazy. But now I'm even more confused. That appears to not be... Is there not another hunt to do somehow? How am I short... Dion. That's his name. Sorry, Dion. I didn't mean to forget you. How am I short the materials to craft this thing? I've done all the hunts. I don't understand. I just wanted to make the Tomberry knife and the other items.
Clive. Go on then.
Do you sell it?
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do you want?
Yeah, weird. I'm short of fool's gold. And 4 illudium. What if we just do a quick Google? I'm so curious. Oh, they are in the Kairos Gate. Huh. Okay, well. I don't think I have time for that tonight, unfortunately. I don't know. Is it worth doing on stream, J-Hit? Or is this just like, yeah, you can fuck around with endgame shit if you want, but like it's just there to be like hard battle content, and it's not really like, it's not worth doing, period, really. Fair enough. I mean, it's just there to just be like, I really like Final Fantasy XVI's combat. We're checking out for a bit. Do you get to use your icon loadout? Oh, there's a secret boss if you grind out the S ranks in every single stage. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. So it's just more of the battle content, plus you could use the Ultima stuff it gives you access to if you want. And if you really go for it, oh, S ranks in every single stage in a single run. Interesting. Well, I mean, it sounds cool, and it's there for the people who really like that stuff, and that's fine, but I'm not really one of them. It would probably take me a lot of time to get good they made S ranks really butts. Oh, cool. Is it rank based on like ability? It's like the same. It's like the arcade mode scoring, I assume. It's ranked based on attacks. The way to S rank is to save enemies with the biggest health pools and just spam range attacks forever. Yeah, it doesn't sound super enticing when you put it that way. Oh, you can redo these fights. That's cool. But I mean, I've never messed. Oh, there's also, oops. Oh, arcade mode overview. Oh, because I hit L2. I was like, why did that show up just now? I meant to hit L1. So can you play them on the... There's best scores version 1.2 to latest. And then there's best scores version 1.0 to 1.1. If I'm on this, does it play the old version somehow? That's kind of crazy. And then here's your stage replays. I mean, I haven't done any of these. Oh, and again, cool that they added the 2 DLC stages. And the final trials are the... Oh, wait, no, these... Oh. Oh. There's a Shiva and Ramu trial that are not from the game. But obviously I haven't fucked around with any of this shit, so it's like... It's cool that it's here for the people who like it, but I... and I probably would like it if I did it, but I don't think it's... I don't think it's like the most fun stream stuff, so... Neato. Well, I'm like sitting here. The only reason I'm like in the back of my mind, I'm like, should I have him tell me what the secret boss is? Or should I wait to see if maybe I come back to this someday as like a challenge? And try to do it myself. I'll wait. There is a world that I could see where I set this up as a challenge for myself at some point to try to do. And I'll do it on stream as like an incentive or a trophy hunt or something like that. I assume there's a trophy for it. I guess I'm not... I shouldn't just assume that. Show me all of the trophies. Even just beating a Cairo skate run would be a challenge. Forget the S-rank part. It's that difficult? Really? I don't even remember what main game achievements I don't have. Oh, Final Fantasy mode. Spend 36,000 gil at the Tub and Crown. I thought I went through and did that, but oh well. Upgrade all feats in it. Yeah, easier to do if you go for the second run. All single. Yeah, that you could do if you just reset and just do it really quick. 3 steel counters in a single battle. Ah, yeah, which I'm bad at doing. Land Gouge, Wicked Wheel, and Rook's Gambit in midair before landing. Crazy. 5 enemies in the air after using Deadly Embrace. Defeat 5 enemies in the air after using Deadly Embrace? What? Crazy. 4 hours in it, didn't get halfway through? That's crazy. Defeat a boss without taking damage. Fuck you, game. I could probably do that now. A couple of these are just grind fest, though. That's why I don't have all the trophies there. An ultra rare trophy. Oh, Omega. Okay, on Final Fantasy mode. Okay. That's an easy one, I suppose. Leviathan on Final Fantasy. One of these is probably the... Oh, this one is probably the secret boss, huh? I won't reveal that one. Strike 3 or more enemies with title attacks while using unlimited ammunition following a quick refill. What? How did I not get that? How is this an ultra rare trophy? You don't think there's anything for the secret boss? Really? Acquire and master all Leviathan ultimate abilities. Okay, well, then I'm going to reveal it. Oh, complete Cairo skate. Okay. Yeah, so there isn't. Crazy, dude. Mostly just grindy stuff where you just need more ability points to master everything. I assume, although you can correct me if I'm wrong, J-Hit, that a Final Fantasy mode playthrough gets you enough AP that you can just master everything. Is that accurate? No? You had to grind dogs for about 2 hours? Okay. That's crazy to me as well. Well, it is very late because I started very late because I was just jammed up at work. So I am going to save it out here. And this will probably be the last time Final Fantasy 16 is on the channel for a good long while. There is definitely a world where I might see myself doing a Final Fantasy mode playthrough of this. And if I do, trying to get a few more of those achievements that I don't already have. But, I mean, at least for now, I feel like that's pretty much all she wrote for this game. And it was super fun. The DLCs, I would say, are maybe not like 100% worth. What did I pay for them? I think if you buy them separate, they're $25, but if you buy the expansion pass, they're $20. It's, I mean, it's a good 10 extra hours of stuff, minimum, if you just do all of the questing. So I don't know. It's pretty close to worth it, I would say. It's not perfect. But rounding out the Icon squad with the Leviathan feels good. And honestly, the Omega fight is it's such a great cameo / fan servicey thing. It's hard for me to like, and it was fun. It just wasn't very long. Although this second DLC, Rising Tide, is like that just felt like we were right back to playing the main game. And for better or for worse. Some people might argue that was for the worse, but I really like the setting and the world and the characters, so I had fun. And that will be it for tonight. I suppose that means I will prep the Ragnarok DLC for Sunday. And we've got Rebirth coming up this weekend. More of that. So that'll be it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out and watching. I know it's late. If you stuck around, I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day or night, or whatever time it might be for you, and I will see you guys later.